Welcome back everybody. Today we're talking about moving to Milwaukee. My guess is if you clicked on this video, you're thinking about relocating here, and if you're not familiar with me, my name is Auerbach. I moved here about 15 years ago and I had to learn Milwaukee the hard way. I'm also a real estate agent with Keller Williams. We have a team here in Milwaukee and we've helped over the last years many people relocating here to Milwaukee based on my own experience. When I moved here, I had to learn Milwaukee the hard way, and to be frank with you, I was a little overwhelmed. I didn't know different neighborhoods. I didn't know where in the city I wanted to be, what the climate would be, what cost of living is, etc. I just had a lot of questions and I couldn't find anybody helping me with that. So on my channel you can find a lot of content about what living in Milwaukee is like, about the different neighborhoods. But the point of today's video is I wanted to give you a little bit of an overview of all the resources that we provide, everything that you can find on my YouTube channel, that you can find on our website, that are helpful to read up on Milwaukee, watch some videos, and learn in general what Milwaukee all is about as you are planning your move here, regardless if you're planning on renting or buying a house here. So that's the topic for today. Let's get started. When I'm on a Zoom call with somebody moving to Milwaukee, some of the first questions that I usually get revolve around temperatures, weather, climate, and especially winter. And I have to say, winter in Milwaukee is not what it used to be. It's worth mentioning that I'm recording this video today here in the middle of February 2024, and as you can see, it's a gorgeous day, 55 degrees and sunny. Maybe you can spot a few people behind me in shorts and t-shirts that are enjoying the nice weather, walking the dog or on a bicycle ride on the lakefront. Now, we do have some cold weather and some winter weather here. We had a cold spell in January with some Arctic air. Got really cold, we got a bunch of snow, then it was 50s. Then we had some snow again. You can still see a little bit here behind me. That's from like 3 days ago, where we're back in the 30s and 20s, had some snow. Now we're back 55, but most of the time it is actually like this. We don't have continuous snow coverage. People seem to expect that in Milwaukee we have 6 months of continuous snow coverage here. And at least in recent years, that has not been the case anymore. We do get snow, it does get cold, but it's not like winter wonderland for 6 months here. It's worth mentioning that we have a very good snow removal service here in Milwaukee, so Public Works is well equipped for this. They usually have all the roads cleared early in the morning, so it's very rare that you're actually driving on snow. Most of the time it's just wet concrete. Maybe you can see this behind me, so the white stuff here on the sidewalk, that's salt, so they're really good in keeping everything prepared for the weather. But we do have full 4 seasons here. We have winter is a big season here, the cold season, but then we have a spring with a really nice gorgeous summer here and a very beautiful fall. So let me show you what that looks like. All right, so here finally you have Lake Michigan behind me. So when I moved to Milwaukee about 15 years ago, my biggest problem is that I was totally overwhelmed with the size of the city. There's so many different neighborhoods, I didn't even know where to start, and I couldn't find anybody to help me with that. Everybody who I asked, co-workers, I was working for corporate America at the time, or the real estate agents that I met somewhere, nobody could give me a really good overview of the city. Everybody was like, yeah, you should move here because it's fantastic and that's where I live. But nobody could really give me a good overview, and I'm an engineer, so I want to start out with big picture and then zoom in. So based on that, this is kind of how we lay out our process when we're working with somebody moving here. We first start out with a number of questions. I want to know, are you more an urban or a suburban lifestyle person? Are school districts important to you? Do you have children? Does that matter to you? Where are you going to be working? Is this something that you want to be in short distance? Traffic is relatively easy here in Milwaukee compared to other metro areas, but we still want to be considerate on that. So there's a bunch of these questions, and based on your answers, we can usually eliminate like 70–80% of the neighborhoods, because you have a hard no on that. You're like, absolutely not, you know, this is not our price range, or this is not, we don't want to live in a condo, or we absolutely want to be in new construction. So we narrow it down, and then we have a short list of neighborhoods that we can actually take a look at. Another tool that I really like using is a virtual neighborhood review. This can easily be done on a Zoom call and is a very quick and efficient way to get a good understanding of a neighborhood. For example, last week I had a client who was interested in both Wauwatosa and Brookfield, and both neighborhoods are very nice and very desirable, but they are different, offer a different lifestyle. And it's very easy to see when you see it visually. The housing density in Wauwatosa is higher. You have smaller backyards. If we fly over here to Brookfield real quick, you can see that Brookfield is a lot more suburban. It is a very different feel, a very different look. The yards are much bigger, and you can get a sense for what the different lifestyle would look like. This is a very efficient way of getting a good understanding of the different neighborhoods, and you can literally cover more ground in a 20-minute Zoom call than you could in hours driving around. When it comes to neighborhoods, I'm a pretty visual person. I want to know, what do the houses look like? What do the streets look like? Are there big trees or no trees? Are there any restaurants, shopping, grocery stores, coffee shops? So that's the reason basically why I started the YouTube channel. So you'll find a lot of neighborhood reviews, anything from downtown Milwaukee to the different neighborhoods we have in the city, all the way to the suburbs. I think I've covered so far most of the bigger municipalities. Not all of them, there are still a few missing, but so far it's a pretty good overview. And if you navigate to my YouTube channel, you can find a playlist that is called Neighborhoods in Milwaukee. Let me show you what that looks like. My channel covers a lot of different topics around Milwaukee real estate. If you're specifically interested in relocating, here's a little trick. Just go over here on playlists, and then you will find one that's called Milwaukee Neighborhoods. You can either play all or click here on View Full Playlist, and then it will give you a selection of everything from cost of living to how bad is winter to a review of the different neighborhoods. You can find it all right here, and the link to that playlist will also be in the description below this video. And if you want to read up a little bit more, there's also a bunch of resources that are available on our website. First of all, we have a very complete Milwaukee relocation guide. It's about 40 pages with everything, with all the questions that are typically coming up with people that are moving here. So anything from neighborhoods to cost of living, weather and climate, colleges, employment, statistics, all sorts of information. It's about 40 pages. You can download it for free on our website. We also have a buyer's guide there. And then the other thing that we have on our website is access to the MLS. So if you're currently looking on Realtor, on Zillow, we have a better tool for you. It's called the MLS. That is basically what we brokers are using, and we can give you access, client access or guest access to the MLS, and that is hands down the best way to keep tabs on what's going on in the Milwaukee market. One of the main reasons why people are moving to Milwaukee is the relatively low cost of living. I've made a detailed video about 2 years ago, and for the most most part, I would say these numbers are still accurate, but some things have changed. For example, the price of rent has gone up quite a bit, and of course the cost of real estate. We have seen approximately 7-8% appreciation in every year ever since. I don't know about you, but when I'm traveling, I always pay attention to gas prices. That gives me a good indication of where the cost of living is approximately. And since I need gas anyway, let's go and stop by the gas station and let's take a look at the cost of fuel. I definitely did not pick the cheapest gas station here, but we're still at $2.97 for a gallon of regular. And lucky me, my car needs premium fuel, so just a little over $60 for me to fill up. The other question that I get all the time is about transportation. Milwaukee was definitely built with cars in mind, and getting around here is usually quick and easy. They jokingly call it a 20-minute city because you can get just about anywhere in 20 minutes. But in all seriousness, even crossing the entire city from north to south will rarely take you more than 30 minutes. And also, parking is usually readily available and it's quite inexpensive. For example, this afternoon I had 2 showings downtown. We were looking at condos, and in both cases I was able to park on the street right in front of the condo. The other good thing is we're getting a brand new freeway system in Milwaukee, and when you see major investments in infrastructure, that's usually very good. It's a huge project. It will take us 3 years. We're I think about halfway through, so we'll see the end of it in 2025, and that is probably going to have big implications on the Milwaukee area. Now, this spectacular piece of architecture here right behind me is Milwaukee's iconic modern art museum, the Calitrava. Modern art is not really my area of expertise, but for all other questions about Milwaukee or about Milwaukee real estate, feel free to reach out to me. A lot of people are sending me an email after they've been watching some of my videos. That's m.auerbach@kw.com. Or if you want to, you can just hop on my website, onpointrg.com. You have access there to my schedule, and you can pick a time that works for you and schedule a phone call or a Zoom call with me. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you, answering your questions. And that's all I got for you today. See you soon in Milwaukee.